In this demonstration, we're just going to have a look at how we can monitor the replication health of our database availability group. So what I've done here, I've come into the Exchange Management Console. I've got the mailbox tab highlighted underneath Organizational Configuration. We can see that Van EX2 has a mounted copy of the database and Van EX1 has the healthy copy of the database. We can have a look at the activation preference. So in the case of closing things down, the reason why I've got 1 next to Van EX1 which is healthy and 2 is mounted is earlier on what I did is actually did a failover. So I've just changed the order. So what we've got in the case of all these things coming down, come back up again, it should mount the database on Van EX1. So you can see from here, we've got various statistics that we've got in place. The first one that we've got is we've got our copy queue length, and what the copy queue length signifies is it indicates the number of log files waiting to be copied and inspected into this copy of the database. Replay queue length is the number of log files that are waiting to be replayed in the copy of the database. They come from the transport dumpster, which is part of the hub transport server. We've then got the activation preference, so like we said, if the servers go down, which ones are going to come up on first. We can also get certain information as well from the management shell. So what we've got here is we can use the command get-mailbox database copy, and what that will do is that will allow us to get information. So we've got the get hyphen and then mailbox and then database, and what we're looking for here is copy status, and we're concerned about, if we just do our exclamation marks here, mailbox database 1, and we're concerned about Van EX2. And if we just hit return here, we can see it's currently mounted, everything's healthy. We'll do the same thing for Van EX1. So as we can see here, healthy, healthy. So the mounted copy sitting on EX2, secondary copy sitting on EX1. So then from within our little utility here, if we right click on the database, we can suspend the database copy, we can remove the database copy, and we can have a look at the properties as well. Let's get our status in place. Do the same thing on Van EX1, and what I'm going to do here is just activate that database copy. It's going to tell me that it will actually activate this. So what we're looking for here is we're looking at the various availability that we have in place. So what we have here is we've got best availability. And what best availability is, if we specify this value, what it'll do is it'll mount if the copy queue length is less than or equal to 12. What this is defined as is the number of log files that the passive copies recognizes need to be replicated. If we go for good availability, this specifies this value, it will automatically mount immediately after a failover. So if the copy queue length is less than or equal to 6, it's going to fail over, no problem at all. And then lossless, if we specify this value, the databases don't automatically mount until all the log files that were generated on the active copy are copied to the passive copy. So I don't have anything in place, I'll go for lossless. Click OK. What we'll see is we can see that everything's moving across. So Van EX1 is now mounted, Van EX2 is resyncing, and hopefully that will come back as, in this case, once everything's synchronized across, that will come back as the healthy copy. So that's doing a failover. The other way we could have done the failover as well, highlight the mailbox servers, right click and switch over server as well. So that's another way to mount the database. So that's the end of the demonstration. Thanks very much.